Hey there, welcome into the show. This is the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior, and as always, with so many content options out there and some very talented content creators out there, no matter where you are or how you're tuned in, we appreciate you for watching and making us a part of your day. A full 7-round mock draft coming your way, and it's all presented by Manscaped. If you want the best men's grooming products, where 10 million people have put their trust in Manscaped, Manscaped's the only answer. 20% off, free shipping. Link is down below, manscaped.com/49ers. Let's set the foundation here by taking a look at all 10 of the San Francisco 49ers picks in the 2024 NFL Draft. Round 1, pick 31. That's the first time that the Niners will be on the clock. San Francisco has a second-round pick. Round 2, pick 63, and it's very refreshing that the Niners are going to pick in round 1 because it's been a couple of years since they've done that. Have not had a first-round pick since taking Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. Round 3, pick 94 as we continue to keep it humming. Round 4, pick 124. That is from the Trey Lance trade. I'd say that's pretty good value right there. Better value than what the Bears got back from Justin Fields, who is the more experienced and better player. Another 4th-round pick. 132 overall, that's a compensatory pick. Round 4, 135, that's the Niners' own pick. Then 3 more compensatory picks. Round 5, 176. Round 6, 211. Round 6, 215. And then round 7, pick 251. 10 selections for the San Francisco 49ers in the 2024 NFL Draft. We're going to have plenty more draft content to come all throughout this month. And when the draft comes around, we'll be live Thursday, Friday, Saturday. UDFA list comes out on Sunday. We'll have you covered with that as well. We've been breaking down, we've been scouting, we've been evaluating a bunch of prospects, a lot of mock drafts. We're going to continue to keep it moving here on the show. Don't miss our coverage. Hit that subscribe button. My selection at pick number 31 overall, got to go offensive line here with Jordan Morgan out of Arizona. This is a really talented player, and there's been a lot of buzz of San Francisco's interest in him. In scouting him, moves very well. Good size at 6'5", 311. He ran a 5.04 40-yard dash at that size. In Kyle Shanahan's offensive system, you need offensive linemen who can get out in space on some of those pull blocks. You want agile and athletic offensive lineman. The injury history is a little bit concerning. He had an ACL a couple of years ago. He did return from that. He had some ankle injuries here and there. He's been nicked up. And of course, with San Francisco, that is always a concern. But he has quick feet. He plays aggressive. He did play left tackle at Arizona, but he has shorter arms. So you can really maximize his skill set if you move him inside to guard. And maybe at some point down the road, he could pop back out to left tackle or right tackle, depending on where you need him. His Pro Football Focus numbers from this past year, he was able to stay healthy, put together a really solid 2023 campaign, 787 snaps, overall grade of 83.5. Arizona, one of those surprise teams across college football, gave up 2 sacks, 1 hit, 11 hurries, 4 penalties. He had to go up against some really good edge rushers across the Pac-12, and when you watch the tape, he was really able to hold up well and stout at left tackle. Pick number 63 in the 2nd round, Malachi Corley, wide receiver, Western Kentucky. He has drawn so many Deebo Samuel comps, and he really is a Deebo Samuel clone with the way that he's built, the way that he plays, the way that he's able to pick up yards after the catch, and his overall identity as a wide receiver. Deebo Samuel, also a 2nd-round pick out of South Carolina in the 2019 draft. Malachi Corley out of Western Kentucky, 5'11", 215 pounds. He ran very well. 663 yards after the catch in 2023. That was 5th in college football. Over the last 2 years, he has averaged 9.2 yards after the catch, and he does have an official visit scheduled with the Niners pre-draft. His numbers in 2023, very, very good. 79 catches, 985 yards, 12.5 yards per catch, 11 touchdowns. The issue, 6 drops not ideal, but the thought process here as you look at his career numbers, in 2024, you run it back with Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Juwan Jennings, and Malachi Corley. Next year, if you're in a financial situation where you've already paid Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel either can't stay healthy or he's too expensive and you want to deal him away, you trade away Deebo, and then you utilize Malachi Corley in a Deebo Samuel fashion. The production has been very consistent over the last 2 years. 2022, a great campaign, 101 catches, nearly 1,300 yards, and 11 touchdowns. So a big-time player, has a knack for finding the end zone, 22 touchdowns over the last 2 campaigns. With that, I ask you this. Who is your biggest draft crush in the NFL draft this year? Karan Amagaji out of Yale is a tackle prospect that I am fascinated with. You drop me a name down in the comment section right now. We've checked off a need at offensive line. We've checked off a need at wide receiver. Let's check off a need here with the value selection and a young developmental defensive end and edge rusher in Jonah Ellis with the 94th overall pick in the 3rd round. Solid size, 6'1", 243. He's met with the Niners in the pre-draft process. He told me that when I was at the Combine in Indianapolis earlier in March. He can be a sub-package guy as a rookie, maybe not an every-down player, but down the road he can develop into an every-down type of player. I like the motor. I like the physicality. That type of skill set, opposite of Nick Bosa, is what intrigues me. Before he suffered a shoulder injury, which he has recovered from, he was number 1 in sacks per game in FCS before that injury with a really good average, and he has NFL bloodlines. You want to talk about Nick Bosa having good bloodlines with his brother Joey and his pops playing in the league? Jonah Ellis' dad played in the NFL. He has 2 brothers right now who are playing in the NFL. He's trying to become the 3rd. His numbers in 2023, season cut short, as I said, with those 10 games here, 37 tackles, 16 TFLs, 12 sacks in 10 games. That's where that sacks per game stat comes from. He was able to accumulate 39 pressures and 1 forced fumble. Little bit of a late bloomer here because his career numbers in 3 years as he's entering the draft a little bit early. 1 sack in 2021, 3 sacks in 2022, and then the breakout campaign here in 2023. But the late bloomer aspect of this and him having 1 good year is why he's in the 90s here and falling to the 3rd round. The 49ers need a young pass rusher, and they need to start developing another young edge rusher and another young defensive tackle behind some of the players that they currently have on this team, as it is a veteran-laden squad. And this really allows you to do that here for San Francisco. More of our mock draft coming up here in just a moment. But first, today's show is sponsored by Manscaped, the leader in below-the-waist grooming. And did you know, 1 man every hour, every day is diagnosed with testicular cancer. In fact, testicular cancer is the most common form of cancer among men aged 15 to 35. And with April being National Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, our friends over at Manscaped have partnered with the Testicular Cancer Society to help spread awareness for men's health and early cancer detection. Visit manscaped.com/TCS to learn how to check yourself for early signs of cancer. And as always, you can use the promo code 49ers for 20% off and free shipping. With this in mind, you can perform simple routine self-checks at home while enjoying Manscaped products that you use every day, like the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. It makes sense, right? We use products daily to trim and maintain our boys and our puppies downstairs. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra features 2 interchangeable blades. It is waterproof. The battery life lasts forever, And if you don't like making a mess, this thing, it's waterproof, as I said. You can shave in the shower, in the bath, or even in the ocean. That would be a sight. Dad, what is that man doing? Maybe you don't want to be a part of that. Use the code 49ers20. You do want to be a part of that for 20% off and free shipping. Best men's grooming products. We'll put that information down for you in the show notes of this video. So what's the theme here of this draft? We're going best player available, as always, because that's my draft strategy. We're also addressing areas of need. I really like Jared Wiley as a football player. Tight end out of TCU, a Texas transfer. And we're going to rock with Tim as a potential future George Kittle replacement at 124 overall. He is a gifted pass catcher. And the thought process here, the 49ers tried to sign tight end Brock Wright away from the Detroit Lions. They signed him to that offer sheet, and then the Lions matched that offer sheet. That tells me the Niners are clearly interested in a tight end behind George Kittle, who was great in 2023. First 1,000-yard season since 2019. But the players behind him, Charlie Warner, gone. Ross Dwelley, elsewhere now in free agency. Rain Willis, Cam Latu. It's not ideal. So you want a more gifted pass catcher because Willis is not that. Special teams value H-back, good blocker for sure. Latu, he couldn't catch air last year. Jared Wiley tested very well in the pre-draft process in Indianapolis, earning a relative athletic score grade of 9.72, 6'6", 249, and he ran a 4.62 40-yard dash. Great vertical leap at 37 inches. This past year with TCU, the Horned Frogs. What sound is a frog mic? 47 catches, 520 yards, 11.1 yards per catch, 8 touchdowns. And the write-up from scouts, he's not great at breaking tackles or picking up yards after the catch, but because of how he moves and how he runs, I think he's been climbing up some draft boards here. Another late bloomer who started his career at Texas, but Jatavion Sanders, another really solid tight end, earned the job there with the Longhorns, so Jared Wiley decided to transfer. It worked out for him, and he was able to burst on the scene in 2023. A quarterback who a lot of people are sleeping on is Elijah Jones. So we're going to go this route with the 132nd overall selection. Another good tester in the pre-draft process, 8.93 relative athletic score. What I love about him, he stands 6'1 without cleats, 6'2 with cleats, and the arm length, not bad for that size. Really good vertical leap, good broad jump. I think those are important traits for a corner. It's also fast. So you're talking about a 6'2 corner with the helmet and cleats on who ran a 4.44 40-yard dash. In 2023, Elijah Jones able to tally 25 tackles, 8 pass breakups playing in the ACC, 5 picks. So has a knack for making plays, 1 forced fumble. His coverage stats, he allowed 13 catches on 40 attempts, 194 yards, only 1 touchdown given up in coverage, those 8 pass breakups on top of those 5 interceptions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a misprint. A quarterback rating allowed of 18.1. Last 2 years, he's combined for 21 pass breakups. I like the production there. 7 interceptions over the last 2 years. You'll take that as well. Not really going to play around the line of scrimmage all that much, but you need an outside cornerback here. 5 more picks. Jordan Jefferson is a good developmental young tight end who comes from a college football blue blood in LSU playing against elite competition. So I like Jordan Jefferson with the 135th overall pick. Tommy Eichenberg, a lot of people think he's a top 5 linebacker in this class. That's just too good a value to pass up on. And in the draft simulator, he fell to the Niners. I went all in. Drake Nugent has been Michigan's center. I don't think that Jake Brendel is the long-term answer. Shoot, if I had my decision, I don't think he's the answer for 2024. So let's go Drake Nugent as a young center at 211. Nathan Thomas, developmental offensive tackle out of Louisiana. And then we're going to keep it in the family here. We didn't draft Luke McCaffrey or Brendan Rice because we got Malachi Corley in the 2nd round. But Frank Gore Jr., late in the draft, 251 overall to SAN-FRAN-CISCO. Grade my latest mock draft, A, B, C, D, or F. I love doing mock drafts because some people will be like, it's great. Other people will say, it sucks. Whatever you think, it's America. Let me know.